Alpha.
Hello.
Can you help me write code?
I was trained to answer questions, but I'm able to learn.
That's very open-minded of you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're happy with me.
What's this guy doing?
That's a developer.
What do you think he's working on?
That's a tough question. He might be working on a new feature, a bug fix, or something else.
It's quite possible.
Yes.
Do you see my backpack?
That's a badminton racket.
It's a squash racket, but that's pretty close.
That's a badminton racket.
No, but you're not the first person to make that mistake.
Totally an outlier for him. All right, everyone, welcome to DeepMind. So, what is our mission?
We summarize it as, DeepMind's mission is to build the world's first general learning machine. So we always stress the word general and learning here, the key things.
Our mission was to build an AGI, an artificial general intelligence. And so that means that we need a system which is general. It doesn't learn to do one specific thing. That's a really key part of human intelligence. We can learn to do many, many things.
It's going to, of course, be a lot of hard work, but one of the things that will keep me up at night is to not waste this opportunity to really make a difference here and have a big impact on the world.
We were doing some Christmas shopping and were waiting for the taxi to take us home. I have this very clear memory of Demis talking about AI in a very different way, in a way that we didn't commonly talk about. This idea of AI being useful for other things other than entertainment. So being useful for helping the world and the potential of AI to change the world.
I just said to Demis, what is it you want to do? And he said to me, I want to be the person that solves AI.
Peter offered me £1 million to not go to university. But I had a plan from the beginning, and my plan was always to go to Cambridge. I think a lot of my school friends thought I was mad to go to. Why would you not? I mean, £1 million, that's a lot of money. In the 90s, that is a lot of money, right? For a poor 17-year-old kid.
He's like this little seed that's got to burst through, and he's not going to be able to do that at Bullfrog. I had to drop him off at the train station, and I can still see that picture of this little elven character disappear down that tunnel. That was an incredibly sad moment.
I had this romantic ideal of what Cambridge would be like. 1,000 years of history, walking the same streets that Turing, Newton, and Crick had walked. I wanted to explore the edge of the universe. When I got to Cambridge, I'd basically been working my whole life. Every single summer, I was either playing chess professionally or I was working, doing an internship. So I was like, right, I am going to have fun now and explore what it means to be a normal teenager.
It was work hard and play hard. I first met Demis because we both attended Queen's College. Our group of friends, we'd often drink beer in the bar, play table football.
I used to play speed chess, pieces flying off the board and, the whole game in 1 minute.
Demis sat down opposite me, and I looked at him and I thought, I remember you from when we were kids.
I had actually been in the same chess tournament as Dave in Ipswich, where I used to go and try and raid his local chess club to win a bit of prize money.
We were studying computer science. Some people who at that age of 17 would have come in and made sure to tell everybody everything about themselves. Hey, I worked at Bullfrog and built the world's most successful video game. But he wasn't like that at all.
At Cambridge, Demis and myself both had an interest in computational neuroscience and trying to understand how computers and the brains intertwined and linked together.
Both David and Demis came to me for supervision. It happens just by coincidence that the year 1997, their third and final year at Cambridge, was also the year when the first chess grandmaster was beaten by a computer program.
Round one today of a chess match between the ranking world champion Garry Kasparov and an opponent named Deep Blue. to test to see if the human brain can outwit a machine.
I remember the drama of Kasparov losing the last match.
Whoa! Kasparov has resigned.
When Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov, that was a real watershed event.
My main memory of it was I wasn't that impressed with Deep Blue. I was more impressed with Kasparov's mind. That he could play chess to this level where he could compete on an equal footing with the brute of a machine, but of course Kasparov can do everything else humans can do too. It was a huge achievement, but the truth of the matter was Deep Blue could only play chess. What we would regard as intelligence was missing from that system. This idea of generality and also learning. Cambridge was amazing because, of course, you're mixing with people who are studying many different subjects.
There were scientists, philosophers, artists,
geologists, biologists, ecologists. Everybody's talking about everything all the time. I was obsessed with the protein folding problem.
Tim Stevens used to talk obsessively, almost like religiously, about this problem, protein folding problem.
Proteins are, one of the most beautiful and elegant things about biology. They're the machines of life. They build everything, they control everything. They're why biology works. Proteins are made from strings of amino acids that fold up to create a protein structure. If we can predict the structure of proteins from just their amino acid sequences, then a new protein to cure cancer or breaks down plastic to help the environment is definitely something that you could begin to think about. I kind of thought, well, is a human being clever enough to actually fold the protein? We can't work it out.
Since the 1960s, we've thought that, in principle, if I know what the amino acid sequence of a protein is, I should be able to compute what the structure's like. So, if you could just press a button and they'd all come popping out, that would have some impact.
It stuck in my mind as this is a very interesting problem. And it felt to me like it would be solvable. But I thought it would need AI to do it. If we could just solve protein folding, it could change the world. Ever since I was a student at Cambridge, I've never stopped thinking about the protein folding problem. If you were to solve protein folding, then the potential to help solve problems like Alzheimer's, dementia, and drug discovery is huge. Solving disease is probably the most major impact we could have. Thousands of very smart people have tried to solve protein folding. I just think now is the right time for AI to crack it.
We needed a reasonable way to applying machine learning to the protein folding problem. We came across this Fold It game. The goal is to move around this 3D model of a protein, and you get a score every time you move it. The more accurate you can make these structures, the more useful they will be to biologists. We spent a few days just kind of seeing how well we could do. We did reasonably well, but even if you were the world's best folded player, you wouldn't solve protein folding. That's where we had to move beyond the game.
Games are always just a proving ground for our algorithms. The ultimate goal was not just to crack Go and StarCraft, it was to crack real-world challenges.
I remember hearing this rumor that Demis was getting into proteins. I talked to some people at DeepMind and I would ask, so are you doing protein folding? And they would artfully change the subject. And when that happened twice, I'd pretty much figured it out. So I thought I should submit a resume.
All right, everyone. Welcome to DeepMind. I know some of you, this may be your first week, but I hope you all settled.
The really appealing part for me about the job was this sense of connection to the larger purpose.
If we can crack some fundamental problems in science, many other people and other companies and labs and so on could build on top of our work. This is your chance now to add your chapter to this story.
When I arrived, I was definitely quite a bit nervous. I'm still trying to keep... I haven't taken any biology courses.
We haven't spent years of our lives looking at these structures and understanding them. We are just going off the data and our machine learning models.
In machine learning, you train a network like flashcards. Here's the question, here's the answer. Here's the question, here's the answer. But in protein folding, we're not doing the kind of standard task at DeepMind where you have unlimited data. Your job is to get better at chess or Go, and you can play as many games of chess or Go as your computers will allow. With proteins, we're sitting on a very fixed size of data that's been determined by a half-century of time-consuming experimental methods in laboratories. These painstaking methods can take months or years to determine a single protein structure, and sometimes a structure can never be determined. That's why we're working with such small data sets to train our algorithms.
When DeepMind started to explore the folding problem, they were talking to us about which data sets they were using and what would be the possibilities if they did solve this problem. Many people have tried, and yet no one on the planet has solved protein folding. I did think to myself, well, you know, good luck.
If we can solve the protein folding problem, it would have an incredible kind of medical relevance.
This is the cycles of science. You do a huge amount of exploration, and then you go into exploitation mode, and you focus, and you see how good are those ideas really. And there's nothing better than external competition for that. Feels like that's what we should do. So we decided to enter CASP competition.
CASP, we started to try and speed up the solution to the protein folding problem.
CASP is when we say, look, DeepMind is doing protein folding, this is how good we are, and maybe it's better than everybody else, maybe it isn't.
CASP is a bit like the Olympic Games protein folding. CASP is a community-wide assessment that's held every 2 years. Teams are given the amino acid sequences of about 100 proteins, and then they try to solve this folding problem using computational methods. These proteins have already been determined by experiments in the laboratory, but have not yet been revealed publicly. And these known structures represent the gold standard against which all the computation predictions will be compared.
We've got a score that measures the accuracy of the predictions, and you would expect a score of over 90 to be a solution to the protein folding problem.
Welcome everyone to our first semi-finals in the winners bracket. Nick and John versus Demis and Frank. Please join us, cover around. This will be an intense match.
When I learned that Demis was going to tackle the protein folding issue, I wasn't at all surprised. It's very typical of Demis. You know, he loves competitions.
And to the first game, 10-7.
The aim for CAS would be to not just win the competition, but sort of retire the need for it.
So 20 targets total have been released by CASP.
We were thinking maybe throw in the standard kind of machine learning and see how far that could take us. Instead of having a couple days on an experiment, we can turn around 5 experiments a day.
Great, well done everyone.
Can you show me the real one instead of ours?
The true answer is supposed to look something like that.
It's a lot more cylindrical than I thought.
The results were not very good.
Okay.
You throw all the obvious ideas to it and the problem laughs at you.
This makes no sense.
We thought we could just throw some of our best algorithms at the problem. We were slightly naive.
We should be learning this, you know, in the blink of an eye. The thing I'm worried about is we take the field from really bad answers to moderately bad answers. I feel like we need some sort of new technology for moving around these things.
With only a week left of CASP, it's now a sprint to get it deployed. You've done your best, and then there's nothing more you can do. But wait for CASP to deliver the result. Should we just get started?
So, kind of a rapid debrief. These are our final rankings for CASP.
We beat the second team in this competition by nearly 50%, but we've still got a long way to go before we've solved the protein folding problem in a sense that a biologist could use it.
It is an area of concern.
The quality of predictions varied. and they were no more useful than the previous methods.
AlphaFold didn't produce good enough data for it to be useful in a practical way to, say, somebody like me investigating my own biological problems.
That was kind of a humbling moment because we thought we'd worked very hard and succeeded. And what we'd found is we were the best in the world at a problem the world's not good at. We knew we sucked. It doesn't help if you have the tallest ladder when you're going to the moon.
The opinion of quite a few people on the team that this is sort of a fool's errand in some ways. And I might have been wrong with protein folding. Maybe it's too hard still for where we're at generally with AI.
If you want to do biological research, you have to be prepared to fail because biology is very complicated.
I've run a laboratory for nearly 50 years, and half my time I'm just an amateur psychiatrist to keep my colleagues cheerful when nothing works. And quite a lot of the time, and I mean 80–90%, it does not work. If you are at the forefront of science, I can tell you, you will fail a great deal.
I just felt disappointed. The lesson I learned is that ambition is a good thing, but you need to get the timing right. There's no point being 50 years ahead of your time. You will never survive 50 years of that kind of endeavor before it yields something. You'll literally die trying.
When we talk about AGI, the holy grail of artificial intelligence, it becomes really difficult to know what we're even talking about.
Which bits are we going to see today?
We're going to start in the garden. This is the garden looking from the observation area. Research scientists and engineers can analyse and collaborate and evaluate what's going on in real time.
Someone in the 1800s would think of things like television and the submarine or a rocket ship to the moon and say these things are impossible. Yet Jules Verne wrote about them, and a century and a half later, they happened.
We'll be experimenting on civilizations, really. Civilizations of AI agents. Once the experiments start going, it's going to be the most exciting thing ever. So how will we get sleep? I won't be able to sleep.
Full AGI, it will be able to do any cognitive task that a person can do. And will be able to scale potentially far beyond that.
It's really impossible for us to imagine the outputs of a superintelligent entity. It's like asking a gorilla to imagine, you know, what Einstein does when he produces the theory of relativity.
People often ask me these questions like, what happens if you're wrong and AGI is quite far away? And I'm like, no, I never worry about that. I actually worry about the reverse. I actually worry that it's coming faster than we can really prepare for.
It really feels like we're in a race to AGI. The prototypes and the models that we are developing now are actually transforming the space of what we know about intelligence.
Recently, we've had agents that are powerful enough to actually start playing games in teams and competing against other teams. We're seeing cooperative social dynamics coming out of agents where we haven't pre-programmed in any of these sorts of dynamics. It's completely learned from their own experiences. When we started, we thought we were out to build an intelligent system and convince the world that we'd done it. We're now starting to wonder whether we're going to build systems that we're not convinced are fully intelligent and we're trying to convince the world that they're not.
Hey, Alpha.
Hello there.
Where are we today?
You're at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City.
Kind of. What painting is this?
This is the creation of Adam by Michelangelo.
I don't think that painting is in New York City.
You are right. It's in the Vatican City.
Do you think that's where we are?
No.
Then how am I looking at this?
You're looking at a digital copy of the painting.
Yes.
Who lives in this house?
An astronaut.
What's this astronaut's name?
His name is Mark.
This is a famous equation by Albert Einstein. It shows that energy and mass are equivalent.
How would you explain it to a 5-year-old?
Well, imagine you have a big rock, and you want to know how much it weighs.
Is Mark in danger?
No, Mark is not in danger.
Why is that?
Because the dinosaur is not real.
All right, why could you not answer my question?
I think I couldn't answer your question because I don't know enough about the subject.
Okay. How could you learn more about the subject?
I can learn more about the subject by reading books, articles, and websites. You can teach me.
My conclusion is, if you now think about what we're doing is learning from all humans, all their knowledge at once, the internet, you would actually know a lot about the world. Like a significant portion of everything humans can do, and now I think it's more like, well, it might just all work.
This is a big moment.
Who is this?
This is God reaching out to Adam.
The advent of AGI will divide human history into two parts. The part up to that point and the part after that point.
Why is he reaching out to touch Adam?
God is reaching out to touch Adam to give him life.
It will give us a tool that can completely reinvent our entire civilization.
What does this painting mean to you?
The painting means a lot to me.
Okay, like what?
I think the painting is a reminder that we are all connected to each other and that we are all part of something bigger than ourselves.
That's pretty nice.
When you cross that barrier of AGI might happen one day in the future to, no, actually this could really happen in a time frame that's sort of like on my watch, you know. Something changes in your thinking.
It's learned to orient itself by looking at...
We have to be careful with how we use it and thoughtful about how we deploy it. You'd have to consider what's its top level goal. If it's to keep humans happy, which set of humans, what does happiness mean? A lot of our collective goals are very tricky, even for humans to figure out.
Technology always embeds our values. It's not just technical, it's ethical as well. So we got to be really cautious about what we're building into it.
The reality is that this is an algorithm that has been created by people, by us. You know, what does it mean to endow our agents with the same kind of values that we hold dear?
What is the purpose of making these AI systems appear so human-like so that they do capture hearts and minds? Because they're kind of exploiting a human vulnerability also.
The heart and mind of these systems are very much human-generated data for all the good and the bad.
There is a parallel between the Industrial Revolution, which was an incredible moment of displacement, and the current technological change created by AI. We have to think about who's displaced and how we're going to support them.
This technology is coming a lot sooner than really the world knows, or kind of even we 18, 24 months ago thought of. So there's a tremendous opportunity, tremendous excitement, but also tremendous responsibility.
It's happening so fast. How will we govern it? How will we decide what is okay and what is not okay?
AI-generated images are getting more sophisticated.
The use of AI for generating disinformation and manipulating human psychology is only going to get much, much worse.
AGI is coming whether we do it here at DeepMind or not.
It's going to happen, so we better create institutions to protect us.
It's going to require global coordination, and I worry that humanity is increasingly getting worse at that rather than better.
We need a lot more people really taking this seriously and thinking about this. It's serious. It worries me. It worries me, yeah.
If you received an email saying this superior alien civilization is going to arrive on Earth, there would be emergency meetings of all the governments. We would go into overdrive trying to figure out how to prepare. The arrival of AGI will be the most important moment that we have ever faced.
My dream was that on the way to AGI, we would create revolutionary technologies that would be of use to humanity. That's what I wanted with AlphaFold. I think more important than ever that we should solve the protein folding problem. This is going to be really hard, but I won't give up until it's done. You know, we need to double down and go as fast as possible from here. I think we've got no time to lose. So we are going to make protein folding a strike team. Team lead for the strike team will be John. You know, we've seen how effective. You know, we're going to try everything, kitchen sink, the whole lot. It's about proving we can solve the whole problem. And I felt that to do that, we would need to incorporate some domain knowledge. We had some fantastic engineers on it, but they were not trained in biology.
As a computational biologist, when I initially joined the AlphaFold team, I didn't immediately feel confident about anything. You know, whether we were going to be successful. Biology is so ridiculously complicated. It just felt like this very far off mountain to climb.
I'm starting to play with annealing temperatures to see if we can get multiple.
I was one of the few people on the team who's done work in biology before. You feel this huge sense of responsibility. We're expecting you to do great things on this strike team. That's terrifying. But one of the reasons why I wanted to come here was to do something that matters.
This is the number of missing things.
What about making use of whatever understanding you have of physics, like using that as a source of data?
But if it's systematic, that can't be right though. If it's systematically wrong in some weird way, you might be learning that systematically wrong physics.
The team is already trying to think of multiple ways. Yes.
Biological relevance is what we're going for. So we rewrote the whole data pipeline that AlphaFold uses to learn.
You can't force the creative phase. You have to give space for those flowers to bloom. We won CASP, then it was back to the drawing board and like, what are our new ideas? And then it's taken a little while, I would say, for them to get back to where they were, but with the new ideas. And then now I think we're seeing the benefits of the new ideas. They can go further, right? So that's a really important moment. I've seen that moment so many times now, but I know what that means now, and I know this is the time now to press.
Adding sidechains improves direct folding. That drove a lot of the progress. We'll talk about that.
Great.
The last 4 months, we've made enormous gains. During CAS13, it would take us a day or two to fold one of the proteins, and now we're folding like hundreds of thousands a second. Yeah, it's just insane.
Now this is a model that is orders of magnitude faster, while at the same time being even better.
We're getting a lot of structures into the high accuracy regime. We're rapidly improving to a system that is starting to really get at the core and heart of the problem.
It's great work. It looks like we're in good shape. So we've got, what, 5 weeks left? 6 weeks? So what's, you got enough compute power?
We could use more.
I was nervous about CASP, but as the system is starting to come together, I don't feel as nervous. I feel like things have sort of come into perspective recently, and, you know, it's going to be fine.
The Prime Minister has announced the most drastic limits to our lives that the UK has ever seen in living memory.
I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
It feels like we're in a science fiction novel. You know, I'm delivering food to my parents, making sure they stay isolated and safe. I think it just highlights the incredible need for AI-assisted science.
You always know that something like this is a possibility, but nobody ever really believes that it's going to happen in their lifetime, though.
Are you recording yet?
Yes. Good morning, Ola.
Hey. Good. CASP has started.
It's nice I get to sit around in my pajama bottoms all day.
I never thought I would live in a house where so much was going on. I would be trying to solve protein folding in one room, and my husband would be trying to make robots walk in the other.
One of the hardest proteins we've gotten in CASP thus far is a SARS-CoV-2 protein called ORF8.
ORF8 is a coronavirus protein.
It's one of the main proteins that dampens the immune system.
We tried really hard to improve our prediction, like really, really hard. Probably the most time that we have ever spent on a single target, to the point where my husband is like, it's midnight, you need to go to bed.
So I think we're
day 102 since lockdown. My daughter is keeping a journal. Now you can go out as much as you want.
We have received the last target. They've said they will be sending out no more targets in our category of cast. So we're just making sure we give the best possible answer.
As soon as we started to get the results, I'd sit down and start looking at how close did anybody come to getting the protein structures correct.
Oh, hey, Tim. It is an unbelievable thing. CASP has finally ended.
I think it's at least time to raise a glass then. I don't know if everyone has a glass or something that they can raise. If not, raise, I don't know, your laptops.
I'll probably make a speech in a minute. I feel like I should, but I just have no idea what to say. So, let's see. I feel like a reading of email is the right thing to do.
When John said, I'm going to read an email at a team social, I thought, wow, John, you know how to have fun. We're going to read an email now.
I got this about 4 o'clock today. It is from John Malt, and I'll just read it. It says, as I expect you know, your group has performed amazingly well in CASP 14, both relative to other groups and in absolute model accuracy. Congratulations on this work. It is really outstanding.
These structures were so good, it was just amazing. After half a century, we finally have a solution to the protein folding problem.
When I saw this email, I read it, I go, oh shit. And my wife goes, is everything okay?
I call my parents. I'm just like, hey, Mom, got something to tell you. We've done this thing and it might be kind of a big deal.
So when I learned of the CASP 14 results, I was gobsmacked.
I was just excited. This is a problem that I was beginning to think would not get solved in my lifetime.
Now we had a tool that can be used practically by scientists.
These people asking us, I've got this protein involved in malaria or, some infectious disease. We don't know the structure. Can we use AlphaFold to solve it?
We can easily predict all known sequences in a month.
All known sequences in a month?
Yeah, easily. 1 billion, 2 billion. And there
so why don't we just do that? Yeah, we should just do that, lad.
Well, we're like, now
that's
you
way
can
better.
really...
Why don't we just do that?
Well, so that's one of the options,
Right.
There's this...
We should just, that's a great idea. We should just run every protein in existence. And then release that. Why didn't someone suggest this before? Of course that's what we should do. Why are we thinking about making a service and then people submit their protein? We just fold everything and then give it to everyone in the world. Who knows how many discoveries will be made from that?
Demis called us up and said, we want to make this open. Not just make sure the code is open, but we're going to make it really easy for everybody to get access to the predictions.
That is fantastic. It's like drawing back the curtain, seeing the whole world of protein structures.
They released the structures of 200 million proteins. These are gifts to humanity.
The moment AlphaFold is live to the world, we will no longer be the most important people in AlphaFold's story.
Can't quite believe it's all out.
Oh my God.
I think it is up there.
Oh, loads of activity in Japan.
We have 655 users currently.
Currently have 100,000 concurrent users.
Wow.
Today is just crazy.
What an absolutely unbelievable effort from everyone. We're going to all remember these moments for the rest of our lives.
I'm excited about AlphaFold. From my research, it's already propelling lots of progress. And this is just the beginning.
My guess is every single biological and chemistry achievement will be related to AlphaFold in some way. AlphaFold was an index moment. It's a moment that people will not forget because the world changed.
Everybody's realised now what Shane and I have known for more than 20 years, that AI is going to be the most important thing humanity's ever going to invent.
We will shortly be arriving at our final destination.
The pace of innovation and capabilities is accelerating, like a boulder rolling down a hill that we've kicked off and now is continuing to gather speed.
We are at a crossroads in human history.
AI has the potential to transform our lives in every aspect.
No less important than the discovery of electricity.
We should be looking at the scientific method and trying to understand each step of the way in a rigorous way.
This is a moment of profound opportunity.
Harnessing this technology could eclipse anything we have ever known.
Hi, Alpha.
Hi. What is this?
This is a chessboard.
If I was to play white, what move would you recommend?
I would recommend that you move your pawn from e2 to e4.
And now if you were black, what would you play now?
I would play the Sicilian defense.
It's a good choice.
Thanks.
So what do you see? What is this object?
This is a pencil sculpture.
What happens if I move one of the pencils?
If you move one of the pencils, the sculpture will fall apart.
I better leave it alone then.
That's probably a good idea.
AGI is on the horizon now. Very clearly, the next generation is going to live in the future world where things will be radically different because of AI. And if you want to steward that responsibly, every moment is vital. This is the moment I've been living my whole life for.
It's just a good thinking game.